Sometimes, after spending 9 hours carefully designing and making a building, there's only one thing to be done. Welcome to Chandwell. My name's Michael and I'm building this N-scale model of a rundown West Yorkshire town set in 1993. I'm making a sequence of 4 shops for the top of Station Road, and these are based on Brook Street in Ilkley with a bit of Burrowgate in Otley thrown in. A few weeks ago I showed the making of the frame of this building, and now I have a load of clips of potential videos I could show. There's ghost signs, windows, lots of windows, sills, more windows, curtains, dentals, gutters. But as I continued with the building, there was just more and more that I wasn't happy with. This support structure is sticking out a little bit, but that's okay, it'll just file away so I can get the front on nice and flat. Right from the start, one of the support pieces was out of alignment, but I pushed on. I forgot to include the quoins on the back texture, so I had to stick them on afterwards. I had a fold down the side texture here, and an even bigger fold down this side. The dentals weren't exactly straight. Each issue I came across wasn't in itself a showstopper, and there's many more mistakes on Chandwell all over the place, but this one seemed to be adding up, and the more I started thinking about it, the more of a chore this building became, and I realised that I wasn't really enjoying it very much. Now, I'm a member of the Scale Scenes Modellers group on Facebook, and I came across this post from John Thewlis. He was talking about whether he should replace the roof of his damaged church or not, and many people were advising him whether he should or he shouldn't replace it. And I, in my wisdom, chimed in, and I said that in my experience you need to go with what your gut tells you. I've ruined many a model, and sometimes I fudge it or alter it to make it look acceptable, and at other times I know deep down that I'll never be able to live with it. It can be difficult taking a knife to a finished model, but I've done it countless of times when I know that it's just the right thing to do. I always feel better afterwards. We spend forever on these models and we want them to look their best. Spending a little extra time correcting our blunders is just part of what it is. And as I was writing that, I started thinking about the building that I'm working on at the top of Station Road, and I'm thinking I should practice what I preach. You know, this building is just getting worse and worse the more I fudge it, and I'm just not happy with it. True, some of those mistakes you might not even notice, but I notice, and it started to mean something to me. In my last members update video, I pointed out the worst part of this building to my channel members.
You can definitely see it there. I mean, look at it, it's terrible. That's worse than what I thought it was, actually. So I'm in two minds.
Many members offered useful suggestions as to how I could fix it, but this one from Martin summed up my own thoughts. We are always our harshest critic, and sometimes we just have to realise that something is just not right, and it's time to stop and do it again. So there was nothing for it. I decided that this building was going in the bin. Now, I've often talked on my channel just about how strong these card buildings are. Yes, they're made out of 1mm thick card and a bit of paper and what is essentially children's glue, but they are really, really tough. And I thought that this was an ideal opportunity to test and show just how tough they are. So this is the top of Station Road, and I am a 72 kilogram man. That's 11 and a bit stone, or £159 in old money. The building takes my full weight, without so much as a sag. Card glued together with kids' glue. Amazing, isn't it? But, with the building squashed, it was time to do it again. This time, I started with the front to ensure that it remains exactly flat. The inner frame adds on top. Before the big squash, I took care to remove the kebab shop interior from the original model. It was well constructed and it took some effort to get the thing out. But it came out in one piece, and I've been able to reuse it in the new one. So here we are, back at where we started. This is version 2 of the building, and I'm much happier with how it looks. The front is nice and flat and smooth, the edges are crisp, and the ghost sign's a little bit better as well. If you've learnt one thing from this video, I hope that it is just don't be afraid to start again. We're all our own harshest critics, and we all have our own limits of what is good, what's bad, what's acceptable. But once you stop enjoying a building, once it starts to nag you that you're not on the right path, there's absolutely no problem. Chuck the thing out, start again. It costs pennies, and it's really worth it. You feel so much better once you've done. So next week then I'll show you how I got back to this point and hopefully show you adding the gutters, the dentils and some front detail as well. So until then, thank you for watching this episode, take care and I'll see you next time.